Hello, my name is Alexio, and today we're going to be talking about Disney's Snow White. Disney just released the revamped live-action version of their classic film, Snow White, in theaters, and let's just say that it has not received the commercial success that Disney execs are used to. The film brought in a measly $43 million on its opening weekend in the US, which is not good because the film had a budget of $270 million. So it's pretty safe to say that the movie flopped at the box office and that this was a massive fail for Disney. There are a lot of factors as to why this movie didn't do well, but I want to talk about the two main reasons why this film was doomed from the start. First, I want to talk about the casting. Disney casting directors chose 23-year-old Broadway star Rachel Zegler to play Snow White, and when her casting was announced, there was an immediate backlash. The negative reaction that occurred online mirrored the same exact visceral reaction that Halle Bailey got when she was announced as a live-action Ariel, but to a smaller degree. Some people criticized the casting choice because Rachel didn't look like Snow White, and because of the recent trend of Disney hiring actors and actresses of color for previously white roles. And on top of that, before the film even released, Rachel went on to do a series of interviews where she talked about how problematic the original Snow White film was, and a lot of hardcore Disney fans felt like this was blasphemous and thought she was bashing the original source material. In an interview with Extra TV, Zegler said, quote, "The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with the guy who literally stalks her. Weird. So we didn't do that this time. It's an inner journey that she goes on to find her true self, and she meets a lot of people along the way that make the journey really incredible." This comment, along with other comments Rachel made about the film, plus personal statements she made about current US President Donald Trump, caused some audiences to dismiss the film entirely and intentionally choose not to see it. And her social media posts have even landed her in hot water with the film's producer, Mark Platt. In August of last year, Rachel posted a tweet in response to the Snow White trailer receiving 120 million views, and under that same thread, she also tweeted, quote, "And always remember, free Palestine," which was deemed offensive to Israel and supporters of Israel, and it was what caused Mark Platt to allegedly fly all the way from Los Angeles to New York to urge her to take down the post in person. The tweet was perceived as a political statement, and Zegler's stance on the conflict between Israel and Palestine was very controversial, and Disney execs did not want her taking a political stance. But Rachel stood her ground and chose not to delete the post, and as a result, the post supposedly became the catalyst to her co-star, Gal Gadot, getting a bunch of hate and death threats. Gal Gadot, who was casted as the evil queen in the remake, had her own little controversy regarding her politics as well. When she was revealed to be playing the evil queen, people online started to call out the fact that Gal was Israeli and that she was an avid supporter of Israel. And some internet users did some digging and found out that she also served in the IDF, which fueled the hate. And that led Disney into hiring extra security for Gal as a means of protecting her. Gal's political views and outward support for Israel caused her to get attacked by supporters of Palestine, and they decided to abstain from seeing the film in protest of her involvement in the movie. So, with the two main leads of the movie completely shrouded in controversy, and with audiences from both sides of the political spectrum vowing to boycott, this movie had no real chance of being successful. The second indicator that this film was going to flop was the online reaction to the film's teasers and trailers. Throughout the comments, people were criticizing the set design, the use of CGI dwarves, and the many changes that Disney made to the film. And in my opinion, the film just looked bad, and going to see a live action of Snow White just wasn't appealing to most people, I think. I mean, the original Snow White, while being a classic, wasn't necessarily the most exciting movie. The only interesting parts were the evil queen and the dwarves, but other than that, the movie was kind of a snooze fest. And in terms of popularity, I don't think that Snow White would even rank high on a list of the most popular Disney princesses. All she does is cook and clean for grown men and eat a poison apple. She doesn't really do much in her own film. I guess you could argue that Snow White teaches kids about kindness and being hospitable to strangers, but even then, the film's messaging is still pretty iffy. Like, it's pretty weird that Snow White ends up marrying the prince at the ripe age of 14, and right after he wakes her up from her coma. They get a brief scene together in the beginning, but that's not enough to justify why they get married so quickly. But yeah, I don't really think that Snow White has that big of a fan base or even a lot of popularity, and maybe that's the reason her live action movie flopped. Well, that and all the drama surrounding the film. Anyways, I don't really care about the movie, and I'm just really confused as to why so many grown people got so worked up about this children's movie. I've seen a bunch of posts and videos trashing the movie, and I've seen even more posts dragging Rachel Zegler. This is just the latest of many hate campaigns directed against women, and specifically women of color, and I'm honestly tired of Disney casting women of color in prominent roles and then leaving them out to get massive heaps of hate. Disney trying to be progressive and trying to appeal to diverse demographics doesn't work, and it doesn't come across as genuine when they are currently rolling back diversity initiatives, censoring stories featuring queer characters, and actively funding a genocide. I, for one, won't be consuming any Disney stuff from now on, but I hope that Rachel doesn't get discouraged by this hate train and that she continues to thrive in Hollywood. Those were my thoughts on the Snow White movie. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye!